Hollywood spotlight is flaring again, and this time it's pointing at a woman whose name once defined scandal in the 90s. Heidi Fleiss, the so-called Hollywood madam, has just dropped some eye-opening words at the Netflix premiere of AKA Charlie Sheen. Cameras were flashing, questions were flying, and then Heidi said it. She can't wait for Aubrey Plaza to play her in the upcoming biopic. Wait, what? Aubrey Plaza, the queen of dark comedy and deadpan chaos, channeling Heidi Fleiss? That's the casting twist nobody saw coming. But Heidi isn't just laughing it off, she's leaning all the way in. For those who only know the tabloid headlines, Heidi's backstory is pure Tinseltown myth. In the early 1990s, her Beverly Hills mansion was the epicenter of whispered rumors, late-night limousine drop-offs, and some of the biggest names in Hollywood allegedly slipping in and out under cover of darkness. She wasn't just any socialite, she ran a high-end, adults-only matchmaking empire that the press quickly branded an escort ring. And then came the courtroom drama, the headlines, the eventual prison sentence. Overnight, Heidi transformed from social connector to media spectacle. Charlie Sheen's name was everywhere in the coverage, fueling the narrative that his infamous party lifestyle somehow sealed her fate. Now, decades later, Heidi herself is saying the story was always more complicated. Standing on that red carpet, she calmly admits, "I was going to prison no matter what. There was no way around it." She isn't pointing fingers, no bitterness. Just a matter-of-fact acceptance that the empire she built was destined to crumble. And when asked how she feels about Charlie Sheen today, her answer is as unshakable as her gaze. "I have no feelings either way. I'm glad he's doing well. That's it. No shade, no resentment. Just a chapter closed." But the firestorm is reignited by Netflix's AKA Charlie Sheen documentary, set to stream September 10th, which promises raw truths about Sheen's reckless spiral and the ripple effect on everyone in his orbit. Heidi's cameo is brief but striking. She doesn't flinch when cameras dig into the past. Instead, she laughs lightly, saying those days seem like another lifetime ago. A lifetime of champagne nights, whispered secrets, and a Rolodex the tabloids would have killed for. Then there's the biopic. When pressed about Aubrey Plaza, Heidi's smile widens. "It's exciting," she says. "I thought Oprah Winfrey should play me, but they came up with someone better." That half joke lands with the crowd, but her enthusiasm is real. "I haven't met Aubrey yet, but I'm excited. It's going to be satire. It's going to be great." Imagine Plaza's dry wit colliding with Fleiss's outrageous history. The film practically writes itself. The conversation turns darker when the interviewer asks about the explosion of recent headlines around trafficking and unconsensual rings. Heidi's voice hardens. "It's disgusting. That was never my thing. Nobody ever asked me for an underage girl. I was so busy with consensual sex. Girls were banging down my door. They were climbing my hill in high heels, totally different than what we're hearing now." She draws a sharp line between her adult, willing participants business and the horrific abuse scandals that dominate today's news. The past, however, is never too far. Was she unfairly targeted because of the celebrity element? "I cornered the market," she shrugs. "No one will ever run an illegal consensual sex empire like I did." And just like Martha Stewart, some women get singled out. To her, the irony is glaring. It was consensual sex. Basically like a dating app before dating apps existed. "I knew the day would come when people would go, 'You went to jail for that?'" Perhaps the most surprising revelation isn't about Charlie or her former clients, it's about where her heart lies today. Heidi lights up when talking about parrots. Yes, parrots. "Helping captive birds is my whole life now," she says. "It's way more important than rich people having sex. I couldn't handle a bird in a cage." It's a stunning pivot, from Hollywood's salacious epicenter to an almost monk-like devotion to animal welfare. Fleiss, the one-time queen of late-night scandal, now fighting for creatures with clipped wings. Still, the ghosts of her past linger. The interviewer asks if during her arrest, big-name clients panicked. Heidi chuckles knowingly. "Of course, everybody was involved. Everybody you think was doing it was doing it. It was a lot of fun. I thought I'd get in trouble one day, but never thought it'd be such a big deal." Those words hang heavy. Hollywood's worst-kept secret casually confirmed. She even wades into the Epstein list controversy. "Show the list," she demands without hesitation. Of course there's a list. Everybody has some kind of list with notations. That's just how the world works. What makes Heidi's candor so arresting is the absence of shame. She doesn't romanticize the chaos, but she doesn't apologize for the adults who knowingly participated. In her mind, the outrage of the 90s looks quaint compared to today's revelations of systemic abuse. And while the culture judged her then, Heidi seems oddly prophetic now. arguing that society would one day realize her business was no more sinister than the digital dating industry everyone uses without blinking. Insiders close to the Aubrey Plaza project whisper that the screenplay will balance biting humor with raw truths. Aubrey's perfect, one anonymous producer says. She has that sly unpredictability. She can make you laugh, then hit you with a gut punch of pathos. Former industry players speculate that revisiting Heidi's saga could spark uncomfortable questions. Who was really culpable, and why did the system single her out when the demand clearly thrived? Hollywood loves reinvention, and this is Fleiss's chance to rewrite her legacy. And that may be the real story. A woman who once ruled Beverly Hills nightlife with a velvet-gloved fist now casually feeding parrots while the world reconsiders its moral outrage. Heidi Fleiss isn't hiding. She's laughing at the absurdity, embracing her own evolution and inviting audiences to finally hear the truth from her lips, filtered through the sardonic brilliance of Aubrey Plaza. Netflix will dig into Charlie Sheen's implosion. The biopic will dramatize Heidi's empire. But Heidi herself? She seems content, even serene, as if her wild past was just the prequel to a quieter, purpose-driven life.
For full video, click related link below or like and subscribe this channel.